In a world fraught with geopolitical uncertainty, the condition of Pakistan deserves immediate attention. This nuclear-armed state is on the edge of collapse, and its consequences could be catastrophic. Pakistan's economy is struggling with foreign exchange problems, and the country confronts an unstable future marked by food and energy shortages, political division, radicalization, and extremism. The consequences of such a scenario go far beyond Pakistan's borders, with the potential to spark regional conflicts and destabilize South Asia. Now, these problems would be concerning anywhere, but in Pakistan's case, it's a ticking time bomb. Domestic turmoil feeds into border disputes with neighbouring India and Afghanistan. They might seize the opportunity to press their territorial claims, potentially sending South Asia into chaos and dragging the world down with it. A coming financial catastrophe adds to this hazardous condition. Pakistan is heavily indebted to the IMF, the World Bank, and China. Meanwhile, the military is keeping a careful eye on everything, and some fear another coup. Pakistan urgently requires clear thinking and rapid policy adjustments. Because, you see, economics is the gun in this scenario, and politics is all about knowing when to pull the trigger. Let's go back to 1835 to better comprehend Pakistan's situation when the British Empire imposed a single currency in colonial India to keep debts and taxes under control. When Pakistan became independent in 1947, not much had changed. The ability to buy necessities like food, energy, and fertilizers depends on foreign exchange, which determines the fate of 230 million Pakistanis. For many years, Pakistan saw a net outflow of foreign currency. Current account and fiscal deficits remained as a result. The year 2022 saw a dark turn in events. The invasion of Ukraine by Russia caused a surge in global commodity prices, which reduced Pakistan's foreign exchange reserves. Then, a third of the nation was submerged by enormous floods, which destroyed farms and export crops. More imports, fewer exports, and an additional $15 billion in repair costs made it a double headache. By January 2023, Pakistan's foreign exchange holdings could only support a few weeks' worth of imports. So, what action took Islamabad? They limited imports, increased energy rates, and imposed blackouts, leaving food and raw supplies at ports unchecked. Although these actions stopped the flow of funds, they also resulted in production reductions and an industry downturn. The textile industry, which contributes significantly to Pakistan's GDP and employment, had to fire 7 million people. Amid rising gas prices, local goods lost their competitiveness on the world market. Political unrest in Pakistan and with its creditors has been sparked by this country's economic suffering. Imran Khan launched the current IMF program in 2019, but populist claims and the IMF's budget requirements couldn't coexist. Khan was removed soon after, but not before adding some political fuel to the already raging issue. Pakistan is currently on the edge of switching to a market-based currency rate and reducing its energy subsidies. While doing so would reduce inflation, it also has the potential to worsen the social crisis by encouraging an increase in militancy and terrorist acts. In Pakistan, radicalization is a serious problem that is linked to territorial tensions. The Durand Line, a former British colonial boundary that cuts through Pashtun lands, is not recognized by the Taliban in Pakistan or Afghanistan. Attacks by militants entering Pakistan use this border as their entry point. The Taliban may try to get more autonomy or diplomatic recognition from Pakistan's 40 million ethnic Pashtuns if the country internalizes its own collapse. Balochistan, which has been plagued by militant separatists since 1948, may experience more instability as a result. Local separatist organizations assert that the province is undeveloped and neglected. A weakened central government could increase the number of separatist forces trying to leave Pakistan due to Pakistan's substantial hydrocarbon and gold deposits. Pakistan may fall apart if the Pashtun and Balochi regions rebel. Then there is Pakistan's nuclear arsenal, which is the proverbial elephant in the room. They possessed 165 nuclear warheads, manufacturing reactors, and infrastructure for uranium enrichment as of 2021. These weapons might be sold off or end up in the wrong hands during a crisis. A disintegrating Pakistan might potentially lead to conflict with India, with Kashmir serving as the most likely hotspot. Full-scale violence might be avoided by mutual destruction, but miscommunication and error of judgment are genuine dangers. The problem in Pakistan affects people all across the world. To stop the rise of extremism and instability, the world must act. Dealing with the economic situation is crucial. Cutting back on military spending, diversifying the economy, and reducing reliance on imports can all be beneficial. But Pakistan's foreign debt is what's really causing the issue. During the Cold War and the Afghan conflict, Pakistan accumulated significant debts from the IMF and Western institutions. These debts were way beyond their repayment capacity, and they were denominated in foreign currency. This creates a massive hurdle for Pakistan's economic well-being. The country may temporarily avoid default, but its growing $130 billion external debt is unsustainable. Servicing this debt drains foreign exchange needed for crucial imports. The use of budget cuts could backfire and further fracture Pakistani politics. Therefore, creditors' only option is to restructure the debt, put off interest payments, and secure fresh capital flows. This is a recognition of reality rather than just a charitable deed. Unpayable debt won't be paid back. The difficulty, however, is that debt restructuring agreements aren't simple. Banks and bondholders are examples of private creditors who prioritize their bottom line. If they accept write-downs, Western institutions like the IMF and World Bank worry that their credit ratings will be lowered. But China, which is responsible for 1/5 of Pakistan's foreign debt, might be able to help with forgiveness. Infrastructure projects like the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor have received significant funding from Beijing. Chinese interests depend on a stable Pakistan. Therefore, they are unlikely to impose repayment terms that could endanger their geopolitical position. Pakistan's crisis is a wake-up call, and it's everyone's concern. The country is standing on the precipice of economic and political collapse. While Pakistan's nuclear arsenal makes it too significant to fail, its foreign debt burden is too vast for it to succeed. Creditors have the power for now, but soon they might realize that forgiveness isn't charity. It's a necessary step for the sake of realism. Debt that can't be repaid won't be repaid, and it's high time for a collective solution. Creating videos requires a lot of time and attention to detail as we work tirelessly to provide informative and interesting content. We stay steadfast in our goal to providing our devoted audience with top-notch content. Please consider hitting the like button, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to our channel. We sincerely appreciate your support. Your unwavering support is extremely valuable to us. We appreciate you watching, and we hope to see you in our next video.